Hi, I'm Dr. Ammerman, the principal here at Crosby. I want to welcome you to our first ever virtual open house. I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. I know that our teachers are eager to meet you, and we want to make this night as smooth as possible. So a couple things that I hope that your student has communicated to you to make this evening a success is you need three pieces of information to be able to navigate the different Google Classroom codes or Google Meet codes, not Classroom, but Meet codes that we're going to be providing to you. So first and foremost, you need to know your child's team. So the team name that they are on, whether they're in sixth grade, seventh grade, or eighth grade. The second piece of information that you need to know is their related arts teacher's name. And the third is if you have a sixth grade student, the teacher name that teaches fifth period. And if you have a seventh grade or eighth grade student, the teacher's name that they have for sixth period. We encourage you to log on with your student's email address and password so that we can keep this open house secure and safe. And what we're going to do first is we will have our PTSA general meeting to approve our budget for the year. I want to say thank you to all our current members of the PTSA and our current board members and our president, Miss Becky King. So that will be coming up next. Another tip that I want to give you is to please keep this tab open with the YouTube stream going, because this is where we will present the Google Meet codes. And also, we will have administrators live in the chat so that we can help answer questions or guide you in the correct direction. Again, I'm so excited and thankful for you to be here. I want to thank you for your support to us as a school and to your student during NTI 2.0. We certainly appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to a great evening. And remember, here at Crosby, we're all in all the time. Thanks.
Hey Crosby families. Hey, thank you so much for coming and being a part of this virtual open house tonight. My name is Becky King, and I'm with the PTSA this year at Crosby. Super excited. We have a great team who is ready and willing to serve you and your families, your students. We're super excited about this year. Hey, really quick, this is sort of a general meeting, if you will, for our PTSA, and we have three things that we want you to know. Number one, we need you to approve our budget this year. So in a minute, we're going to flash up a picture of the current budget that's set for 2020-2021 school year. And we need you to make a motion and then second that motion and approve our budget for this year. So that's going to happen in just a second after this short video is over. The second thing we want you to know about this year obviously is a little bit different. So what we're going to do, normally we've done in the past, is we've done some fundraisers. The biggest one that we've normally come out of the gate with is our color run. So we're going to press pause on that, maybe roll that out in the spring. We don't know yet. We're still talking about it. But we do have a few, maybe this fall, some smaller ones that might revolve around the holidays. So stay tuned for that. But the big one this year, the big fundraiser, we're going to press pause on that and just see what happens for the rest of the year. That kind of brings me to the third point, is membership. Because we're not doing a huge, big fundraiser this year, we need your membership. So we're going to post the link, and it'll be available for you to click on that link and to join the PTSA and to buy a membership. It's $5. And if you have ways and means to do that, we would love to have you as PTSA members. And don't forget, your students can be a member as well. So again, thank you so much. If you have any questions, please reach out to me or anybody on my team. We'd be happy to assist you. Thanks, guys.
All right, we are recording. So this is the PTSA, what month is it? September September PTSA meeting for Crosby Middle School. We've got Dr. Ammerman and a few of the amazing and wonderful PTA board members here. So we're going to kick this off. Dr. Ammerman, you want to start us off?
Sure, absolutely. So again, I'm Dr. Ammerman. I'm the principal here at Crosby Middle School. And like Ms. King said, she is our president this year for PTSA and has a sixth grader that is at Crosby. And this is also our lovely members and board for the PTSA. And I just want to say for Crosby that we have an amazing PTSA. We're able to do a lot of things for our students because of the membership and the fundraising that our PTSA is able to do. And so I want to remind you that not only do we appreciate our family members that join, but also we are a PTSA. So we also appreciate when our students are involved because, again, all of the financial means that we collect through this organization is a way to give back to our students academically. So appreciate this group and appreciate you considering becoming a member. So I will hand it back to Miss Becky.
All right, thank you. And we appreciate everything that the school's doing during NTI. I know it is a rough road for all involved. So we get it. We're all in this together all the time. I hear that's a hashtag that I see quite often. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to roll into, this is sort of a general meeting. So we need to approve the budget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and then I'm going to turn it over to our treasurer, Miss Sarah.
Hi there, I'm Sarah Barrett. I'm the treasurer this year for the Crosby PTSA. So thank you so much for listening and going over the budget with me. I just kind of want to walk you through what it looks like. So the bookstore, most of our budget for the bookstore comes through our spiritware. I know that looks like a large number, but later on in the budget, you'll see where part of that goes back out to cover the cost of the spiritware. So that's $17,500. We also get money from Amazon Smiles. So if you do have an Amazon account, we'd love for you to choose Crosby PTSA as your fundraising choice. And you can do that through the Amazon Smile again. We do collect a few box tops, so that's why we have a $50 budget in there for that. We don't get too many anymore because of the changes to that. And then the next budget is our carnival. That's $7,500. That's usually in the fall, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that this year due to COVID-19, but we're going to leave it in our budget just because. So that money, we collect it at the carnival through ticket sales. And then again, later on in the budget, you'll see most of that goes out to the teachers and to the activities groups that run booths there. They raise money for things for their groups. So that money just gets run through the PTSA. So that's what that $7,500 is. And then our next, which is our big budget item, is our fall fundraiser, which is usually our biggest event. We're leaving it in the budget for now because we're not sure if we're going to be able to do that maybe later on after COVID. But like I said, we use those funds. That's our biggest fundraiser. So we, in the past, have used them for Chromebooks. We've used it for different projects throughout the school, different upgrades that you've seen through the school. Most of our money does go towards that. The spring dance, that money comes in, we collect ticket money, and then that money goes right back out to pay for the decorations and things that go on during the dance, the DJ, things like that. So that money's just kind of run in and out. And then membership is our next big item. And I highly encourage everyone to become a PTSA member. We do a lot with that money. And part of that, we get backing from the state. We're a member of the state PTSA. So part of that money does go back to them. Kroger is another one of our large donation factors. So we budget about $3,000. Sometimes it's a little more than that. Sometimes it's a little less, but if you've never done Kroger Rewards, you can choose Crosby PTSA just on that front page there, or on the front of your Kroger. If you have the app, it's right there, real quick, easy to do. If you have any questions on how to do that, we'd be happy to show you. Spirit nights, we budget $1,000 for those. What we consider those are, a lot of times we'll go to different restaurants and things like that. And we go to the restaurants and then they give us donations. They give us part of the money from that night. So that's mainly our income for the year. And that comes out to $55,700. And then our expenses. So the academic department, what a large part of your money goes to is obviously into support of the teachers. So each teacher usually gets a budget that they are able to spend on things that they need for their classroom to help your student. So we budget $5,325 for that. The awards budget, what that is at the end of the year, we purchase some awards to be given out to different students. A lot of those are 8th grade graduation awards, different things towards the end of the year, just kind of superlatives that we do. We just put money in there for bank fees in case we have any expenses through the bank we need. And we are a bonded PTSA, so we have to pay insurance every year for that, and it's about $340. And then you'll see the bookstore expense. Basically, that covers the cost of all of creating the sweatshirts and things like that, the spirit wear that we use. And then under that, you'll see the carnival expense that comes right back out from going in earlier. And every year, one of the requirements of the PTSA is that we carry over $5,000. We have to start the year with $5,000. So that's what that is. The clothing assistance, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with our CAP downtown, but it is a program where students can go in and get clothing items, things like that. So our PTSA every year donates $500 to that program. So that's where that is in our budget. Equipment is just different things that the PTSA may need. Maybe we need a copier, staplers, things like that. All those fall under that. And then the fall fundraiser expense. So obviously things aren't free. So we budget $5,400 to cover our expenses on our fall fundraisers, such as prizes and just, getting the word out, things like that. So that's and we're leaving that in the budget this year. We allowed the library to use $1,500. So they're a little bit different. That's not included in the academic department. They're a separate item. And then our membership dues. So like I said, we have membership coming in, and then we do have to pay the state and the local PTA out of part of that budget. The President's Fund, this is for for Becky King. And this is for use if the teachers have a special request, if the PTSA needs something, things like that. The PTSA president is allowed, she does have discretion to use $700. The next one is Dr. Ammerman's fund. And she has, former principals have used this money to do different projects around the school that may not be covered under their regular budget. The PTSA provides money for her to use at her discretion. But it does have to meet board approval on that. And the professional expense for our CPA, we have to file taxes every year. So that's what that's for. And then the next special PTSA special projects and teacher special projects, those two kind of go hand in hand. And that amount changes yearly depending on how much money we make out of our fundraisers. And these are, as Dr. Ammerman mentioned earlier, the teachers like to do special projects. For instance, last year the 8th grade science department did a couple really neat projects that they wouldn't have been able to do without the PTSA support. And I'm sure if you talk to any of the students around, they can tell you how neat those projects were. And so we're happy as the PTSA to be able to provide the funds for them to do that. The spring dance, as I mentioned before, the money comes in through ticket sales, and then we have expenses to cover decorations, DJ, things like that. So staff appreciation, we do obviously appreciate our staff very much. They work very hard for your students. So that covers many things through the beginning of the school year. They get some money to get their rooms set up, breakfast meetings, things like that. And then we also do have 2 lunches that we do throughout the year that goes to cover as well. And then the welcome night, we have $1,500 budget for that. And that's just, there are several evening events throughout the year that that the PTSA provides different snacks for and things like that. So that's what our budget and flyers and things like that are for. And then the last item is for workshop and conventions. Those are PTSA conventions that we have. Maybe you have a new member coming on to the board that they can go and get training in that. Okay. Excuse me, I'm sorry. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to pass the budget, and I will also need a second to pass the budget. Okay, I'll turn it over to you, Becky.
I'll second it.
Good evening, Crosby Middle School. My name is Joe Stivers. I'm the band teacher here. I've also been kind of the coordinator of putting this open house virtually for you because we can't be in the building together. So this has been a collaboration of administrators and teachers alike, and we hope that it's meaningful to you. So this is a hybrid of where it's pre-recorded but also a bit of personalized Google Meet. So in case you're just now tuning in, we did start our session with a welcome message from Dr. Ammerman. We also had a brief message from our PTSA president, Becky King, and an overview of the budget for PTSA on how we can best serve the needs of our students and teachers. So if you missed that, you're welcome to rewind a little bit, but in the time for now, I will say we would love to have you join our PTSA. It's only $5 memberships. It can be any family member, it can be friends, it can be anyone. So we would appreciate the support. So I'm going to show you how to get to that in case you missed it. So this is a screen that you're going to be seeing throughout on YouTube. So please keep this YouTube link open because you're going to see a timer, just as the teachers are, about when we're going to do our class changes. So there will be a bell to notify you. But if you would love to sign up for our PTSA, I'm going to show you how to do that. So over here is what we call our Student Hub, and there is a link to get to this in the YouTube video if you're not sure where. But this is currently our live stream that's embedded. Since this is a pre-recorded clip, you're not seeing exactly the same. But nonetheless, a lot of the schedule is going to be posted in our comments. So if you don't know how to access comments in YouTube, basically underneath the Crosby Band logo, which is our YouTube streaming server right now, it will say show more. And when you click that, our schedule will come up with links and codes that pertain to the whole evening tonight. But if you would like to become a PTSA member for Crosby Middle School, right here in our 610 to 620 window, there is a link that says crosbymsptsa.membershiphub.store. And if you click that, it can guide you through the steps on how to become a member. And again, we would appreciate your support. Next is just, again, like I'm doing right now, a tutorial on how you as a parent are going to navigate. Now, your students at this point are pros, so if they're playing video games and you need their help, you stop them and you go get them and say, hey, I need you to log in, because our Google Meet will only work with your student email and password, what they've been using since, goodness, March. So that's what they're going to need to navigate tonight, and what you're going to need to have from them. So again, I want to go back to our Student Hub just to cover a few more things before I go step by step about Google Meet. At Crosby Middle School, we offer a lot for our students, and we want them to be involved. We recently launched Club Time that's going to start virtual and then go back into the building. So I do want to put a plug in for that I have opened the registration for that again. So if you are interested on the Student Hub, if you scroll down, Okay, it looks like, oh, it's right here. I'm so sorry. But at the top now it says Crosby Clubs, and if you click that, a video will come up that instructs, and then a Google form that is now open for you to complete. It does require parent consent, and every step in every club description is there, and the sign-up options, as well as the sponsor emails if you would like to contact them personally. So we love to have our Crosby Cougars involved in something as they find their place to belong. But back to tonight's event and schedule. So at 6:30 is when you will be asked to log into a Google Meet, and we ask that you really do keep track of that time and not log in early, because the teachers have to be that administrator to let you into that discussion. So, but nonetheless, so at 6:30 is when that will begin, and it will start with academic teams only. So your student should have access to this schedule, as I'm showing you below my video monitor right now. But this schedule is the one page that you would need for knowing what code to find. So at 6:30, your student should have put in here their academic team. And from that point, if they listed their teacher's grade, and then a Google Meet code. To confirm that that code is right, you can always look again, like I've said, in the comment section of our YouTube video. So 6th grade teams include the Argonauts, and their code is listed, the Aviators, and Trailblazers. The 7th grade teams include Explorers, Mariners, and Pathfinders. And we tried to keep these codes as simple as possible with starting with our school name and then their team. 8th grade is Discoverers, Pioneers, and Voyagers. How do you get into Google Meet? Well, this slide is showing you right now. So keep this video open, and at 6:30 what you're going to do is, when it's time to Google Meet, pull up a URL, and you're going to type meet.google.com, and up will come this screen. The second step is for you to join or start a meeting. So you're going to want to click that. And this is where that code that I was referring to, both on your student schedule, and if they don't have it, or it's not accurate, or they're not around, your student, you can't ask them for help, you can go back to the comments and type that in. So I'll just do a test with us, but Crosby Aviators, and then at that point you would click continue. So at this point, a teacher is logged into this Google Meet session, and with the student email and password that you have, you should be logged in. How to know you're logged in is up in the top right. So if it's logged into a different account, make sure that it's your students. So you should be able to log in there and see their either initials or their avatar or profile icon that they have made. So again, you need to log in with your student's email and password for JCPS. It will be their first name dot last name, possibly a number, and then at stu.jefferson.kyschools.us. Again, your student should be able to help you navigate that. And then at that point, as you're waiting for this meet, your teacher will admit you into that session for their academic team time. So you would then click join now, and then be admitted at that point. When it is approximately 7:10 is when we will start to transition. And again, on this YouTube page, you're going to see a timer that's going, just as our teachers will, and a bell will sound. We're going to give you a break at 7:10 just so you can grab a cup of coffee, do what you need to do. If you need to have a conversation with your student, or if they're watching and you want to discuss, you're welcome to. Then approximately at 7:15, and again, don't be early, be on time. At 7:15, our related arts teachers will be available in their Google Meet. And it's the same process where you go to the meet.google.com. You would find your student's course and enter in that code, and then click join. And then at 7:30, we will go to either your student's 5th and or 6th. So that can seem a little confusing, but again, in the comments and on your student's schedule should be the class that they are taking, the teacher's name, and if you go to the comments of the YouTube video, you can also find the code there, and you would do the same process, meet.google.com, and type in that code. The remaining of our time at 7:45, Dr. Ammerman will get back on, and she will be discussing just about our wrap-up and we do have a special video to share with you as well. So the remaining time is this. We would love for you to go sign up to the PTSA for Crosby using that link that I was showing you, as well as just browsing our student hub about all the resources on there, as well as our clubs that we offer for our students. So if you have any questions during this whole process, just like that red line says at the bottom of our schedule, if you need help, all of our administrators are in this chat as moderators available to help you. And if you need to contact them personally, just type in the chat and then they will get back to you. If it's a matter of confidentiality, then we can also set up an email opportunity where they will be readily available for you. So welcome to Crosby, and we will see you soon at 6:30 for academic team meets.
hope the evening is going well for you so far. You have been able to meet your child's team academic teachers, as well as the related arts teacher that your student has this year. And so now what we will be doing is transitioning into our 5th/6th period classes. So if you have a 6th grader, you will be attending their 5th period class. If you have a 7th or 8th grader, you will be attending their 6th period class. And what we do here at Crosby is we have 3 different classes that students can be incorporated into during 5th and 6th period. And that is our STEAM program, our enrichment classes, and our intervention classes. And so I look forward for you to meet those teachers who are helping support your students in one of those 3 classes. And again, we will be presenting the codes. So you simply just need to know the teacher name, and then the code will be next to it so that you can log on and have a great end to the evening. After that is complete, we are going to come back here and close out open house. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for attending, and we will move to 5th/6th period. Welcome back, and we are going to conclude this evening of our first ever virtual Crosby open house. Before we conclude, I do want to mention that there are several things going on in our nation and more specifically in Louisville currently. And I want to vocalize that here at Crosby, we want to offer supports for our students and for our families. In ways that we are doing that, I encourage you to visit the Crosby Student Hub, and specifically to our counseling corner where there are resources for support, but also things that we are doing specifically to build a strong sense of belonging here at Crosby, because we want every student to have some involvement in our school and also have a variety of ways where they can offer their student voice, because that is very important to us. And also, if you have not had the chance yet, we have launched our virtual clubs during NTI 2.0, and I know that there are over 100 students that are involved in these clubs that our teachers are sponsoring. And so if you have not joined or you're interested, that is also on our student hub. So please make sure you check that out. But more than anything, I want our students to know that they belong at Crosby and that we see you, we hear you, and we value you, and we're happy that you're at our school. So thank you again so much for coming tonight. And as always, if there's ways that we can answer your questions, please feel free to reach out. And I will be handing it back to Mr. Stivers, who I believe has a special treat for us. Thank you again.
Thank you, students, parents, and faculty. It's wild because we definitely had some hiccups tonight, but we worked hard because this is about students, and that's just who we are at Crosby Middle School. So if you're looking at the chat at this point, thank you all for just the praise for our teachers and staff for pulling this together, because we would have much rather been in the building, but we did our best to make this work and make it special for you. In the chat is a Google form link, because we would just love your feedback as we had our first virtual open house, but more than that, just as Dr. Ammerman was speaking to, just the needs of our students and how hard it has been during NTI to really read that, because at Crosby we care, not just about the academics, but we mostly care about the social and emotional needs of our students. So that form will allow you opportunity to not only give us feedback about our open house experience, but also how we can better serve your student. So please take the opportunity to fill that out. If you are someone who's watching this at a later time, this will be published, and even though you can see that timer going for what you feel like was a missed Google Meet, our teachers have recorded those sessions and will make those available to you so you can watch them and even follow up with questions about anything that they presented or didn't answer for you. And our last portion of this evening is a video that our students and I put together so we can end on a high note, and no pun intended with that because I am the band director. In all seriousness, we cannot thank you enough for your support, and we cannot wait to return to our building so that we can physically see our students and offer more for our students. So thank you again, and we hope this video lifts your spirits, especially you sixth graders whom we have yet to meet face to face. Might you know that you will always be a Crosby Cougar with or without a building. So here's the video to celebrate. Have yet